There are hundreds of airports for sale in the Microsoft Marketplace. With an average price of $20, it can get very expensive in the long run. Flightsim.to also offers the possibility of downloading scenery for free. But can the free airports keep up with the payware add-ins? The flight simulator has been offering fantastic seaplanes for some time now. In today's video, we want to introduce you to the best free sea airports. The links for download these iPorts are in the video description. Our first free scenery takes us to Canada to the beautiful Port Neville. Port Neville has many features encompassing roughly 500 SQKM of improvements and fixes. Alongside the central detailed Port Neville scenery, the main focus was to create a large, beautiful area where you can immerse yourself as a Canadian seaplane pilot in British Columbia. Embark on a journey between the 13 fleshed-out locations included and say goodbye to the dreaded acid green waterfall coastlines and other default flight simulator scenery quirks that so easily ruin immersion. It's amazing how much detail can be discovered there, and all for free. The coastline and landscape around this main scenery is especially detailed with many assets, texturing detail and water masks. 12 supplementary airfields, including a total of 4 official STOL runways. All have been added to the world map with unique ITAO codes. "500 square kilometres of coastline were improved in detail. This also includes about 90 lakes which were either missing or very bugged. All pontoons docks added have custom collisions to help avoid issues of planes jumping on top of them. It takes hours to discover all the lovely details in the Canadian forests. This Freeware mega package impresses with its variety, and there seems to be a lot of work put into it. It's all the more amazing that this mega project is made available free of charge. There are 13 water runways available for seaplanes, like for example, Port Neville, McLeod Bay, Blenkinsop Bay, Robbers Knob, Mount Collingwood Port, Fulmore River, Fulmore Lake, Port Squire, Snow Mountain Lookout, Burial Cove, Hadley Bay, Bowers Island and Cutter Cove. The download size is just 1 megabyte, and the frame rate in the flight simulator is very fast and stable despite the many details. This free mega project can compete with any payware scenery. Fantastic work! The links for download these iPorts are in the video description. In the next scenery, we stay in British Columbia and look at Port Harvey. Port Harvey is a port on the southern side of the Craycroft Islands, forming a small bay south of the Shallows connecting West Craycroft and East Craycroft Islands. On its eastern bank lies the 11-hectare Keeskiltum Indian Reservation. This scenery offers very significant enhancements to the terrain and adds multiple new pontoon and wharf areas to enjoy. It includes many additions and points of interest to help make the port feel as real as possible. So grab your VR headset, set the time to dawn or dusk with a little low fog, and experience the beauty of the pine-covered coastlines in Port Harvey. In the next scenery, we stay in beautiful Canada in British Columbia. Campbell River Seaplane Base is located on Vancouver Island at the Discovery Passage. Campbell River has a history in salmon fishing, logging, mining. The city is a good starting point to hop over to the many lodges on the Discovery Islands. So, it is a perfect location for all kinds of seaplane and helicopter operations, and it's really crying for a beaver. The water aerodrome on the tip of Tyee Spit is home to Coral Air Charter, Vancouver Island Air and West Coast helicopters. It depends on the tide level. During low tide, be aware of the shallow water for your way in and out. Lead markers with flashing lights will guide you on a safe track in. At 10 megabytes, it is a small scenery with a very good frame rate. A helicopter landing pad, many dock seaplane parking spaces and many detailed objects make this scenery perfect. Our next scenery is 190 miles away, right on the Canadian Atlantic coast. Tofino is a town on the west coast of Vancouver Island in the Canadian province of British Columbia. A popular year-round tourism destination, Tofino's summer population swells to many times its winter size. It attracts surfers, hikers, nature lovers, bird watchers, campers, whale watchers, fishers, or anyone just looking to be close to nature. Close to Tofino is Long Beach, a scenic and popular year-round destination in Pacific Rim National Park Reserve. With its natural hot springs, Makina Marine Provincial Park is a popular day trip destination for tourists. Reachable by boat or float plane, the park is located about 45 kilometres north of Tofino. At just under 100 megabytes, this freeware scenery significantly improved the landscape and landing sites. Enhances some of the rocky coastline, custom dock hut, adds a runway and shore lights, as well as adjusts the dock so that it isn't touching the terraformed shore. A fantastic free scenery. For the next free seaplane scenery, we are heading across the Atlantic to Italy to the beautiful Lake Maggiore. Especially after the recent world update on Italy, this area offers a fantastic flying experience. This landscape consists of two parts. One of them is the seaplane base at Laveono-Mobello, and the other gives a little life and detail to the Palazzo Borromeo point of interest on the other side of the lake. There are lots of animated people and boats, and a helicopter rescue mission has also been included. It is easy to find on one of the islands next to Palazzo Borromeo. Just watch out for the people waving frantically. The sea base also has a land parking lot from which you can fly by helicopter. The download size is just 1 megabyte, and the frame rate in the flight simulator is very fast and stable despite the many details. This free mega project can compete with any payware scenery. Fantastic work! The lake is 65 kilometres long and up to 10 kilometres wide. The climate is mild in both summer and winter, producing Mediterranean vegetation with many gardens growing rare and exotic plants. A flight in this area conveys fantastic holiday feelings. Thanks for this fantastic free scenery. Our last two Freeware seaplane bases take us to Lake Michigan in the United States. Beaver Island is the largest island in Lake Michigan. The Port of St. James is an excellent location for a seaplane base. The Seaplane base now consists of a dock with space for 3 seaplanes and a runway with a hangar and office. On the ramp, there are 2 parking spaces for amphibious aircraft and another parking space with fuel. There are also 2 places for docking seaplanes or flying boats. For those wishing to moor or anchor in the lake, transportation to the dock is available by motorboat. A lovingly designed airport. Great work! Our last airfield is 70 miles away, Elberta Seaplane Base. Elberta is a village in Benzie County in the US state of Michigan. Located in Gilmore Township, Elberta overlooks Lake Michigan and lies across Betsy Lake from Frankfurt. You might also want to visit the Frankfurt Dow Memorial Field just over a mile from the Seaplane base. The base has a paved ramp with fuel and 2 hangars. There is also a seaplane dock with room for 3 aircraft, 2 wooden ramps for ramping planes with pontoons, and 2 spots to moor float planes or flying boats. The water runway is marked by lighted buoys. It's amazing how much time and attention to detail many developers put into these free scenery. What are your best freeware scenes? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would be happy about a like.